What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Wednesday of this week, the third week of League Play so far. Things are heating up here, and we're heating up in the booth as I've got your boy Jaegers. I think it's been a minute since we actually casted together, but how are you doing, Jaegers?
Doing pretty good. Yeah, I believe it. We may have casted the first match of not the first match of the season, maybe the first day. I don't know. Regardless, we're both in the booth and we're ready for this upcoming match.
Yeah, and speaking of the matchup, we do have Faded versus the Gladiators. Both of these teams right now didn't get the greatest start to the season, both sitting at 1-4, so equal records there. But there's still plenty of time. The season is still young, plenty of time to turn things around and get them going. But you have to make a move quick here. You don't want to let things go too far here.
Absolutely. It's definitely not too late, but it's about that time where start having to have that fire under yourself. Start trying to make a run, get some dubs in the right direction and make a run for the playoffs. And if not the playoffs, the play in tournament, all you have to do is make what is it, top 10 to at least have a shot at playoffs at the end of the season. And I mean, it's still an early season. Both teams, plenty of chance to do just that.
Most definitely. Nothing set in stone quite yet. And this is an important matchup as well for both of these teams. If they want to try and make it into the playoffs, this is a division matchup between these two, looking to try and, overtake or at least get a little bit better record in their divisions. So looking at these rosters here, Jaegers, who do you expect to show up and try to make the difference in this matchup?
It's a it's a tough one. There's a lot of players I not really familiar with yet. But I do know Eggster, and if I remember correctly, he was on Fade last season, and he was a highly touted player. And look for him to pop off in this one.
Absolutely. And one more question as we do things get underway here. Just got to get from you real quick, Jaegers, the master of predictions. Who do you see taking this one?
I I see Faded 3-1. I think it's maybe Gladiators get the first game, but I see Faded pulling it out.
Very well, very well. And something to note, actually, Faded is using a substitute here from the FA list. They're using Cream instead of. His name is Anime in the server. I couldn't actually find him on the roster, but Cream is a pretty solid player. I think that's a pretty solid substitute to have as things get going here. Might make a little bit of an impact here in this matchup.
Absolutely. I mean, at 1370, he was on Flurry earlier this season. Didn't work out from there, but he's looking up to show that he still can play and still can pop off for this Faded team.
And early on, Faded is under quite a bit of pressure here. The Gladiators trying to break through, finding a little bit of success, but nothing that has capitulated into a goal yet. Some small ball in the corner. Is Shaggy trying to take this one, get the pass middle? The defenders both miss, but so does the attacker. Nothing coming to fruition quite yet, but Shaggy's not giving up quite yet, centering the ball perfectly. Kareem has to make a touch. He can't get it, and Ultra, excuse me, will put it home. Now the Gladiators will take the first lead of the series.
Faded's defense just in shambles right now, and a nice little slot from Ultra put in the back of the net. And I mean, so far in this game, it's been all the Gladiators. 3 shots already on the board, and Faded just need to get out of their half.
And they'll get out of their half on kickoff. A little bit unconventional, but they will get a little bit of immediate pressure, but have to agree. So far, the Gladiators keeping this ball in Faded's half. Faded hasn't gotten it out, really, other than that one slight play, but they might be able to have a chance here. Eggster gonna have a bit of a free ball. Gets the pre-flip, no boost to follow for the double, though. Almost a solid play, but the resources were not quite there for him to capitalize, as Vicious Oreo trying to take the play will get dunked. But Eggster sends it back through, and now a little bit of overcommit from the Gladiators as Eggster getting it through all the way. Almost gets a nice setup, but brilliantly cleared away from the defense, which is looking a little bit shaky on the other side of things now as Gladiators struggling a little bit in their half. Eggster deciding to leave that ball. Didn't want to mess up his teammate, but getting a slight touch there might have been the better play. Now the Gladiators almost have another opportunity. Cream coming through, and we can see the sub already making waves. A tie game here.
Cream just a long distance clear, catches Speed Demon lacking on defense. Maybe shouldn't have committed so far up as a third man, and I mean, Faded gonna tie it up, making Gladiators pay.
A crucial touch there from Cream as he not only had to beat the defender, but that shot wasn't on target. There's a pretty good chance at least one of the Gladiators would have been back to deal with it as Cream coming through tries to get his second of the game. Won't quite be able to make it happen, but as we do have a tie game here now, both of these teams looking fairly balanced. Eggster going to try to change the story so far. Kareem coming through with a shot again. Won't be able to make it happen, but he will stay on this one. Trying to get off the ceiling. Gets another touch. Almost a midfield presence there, but won't quite make it into the net on the Gladiator side of things. And so far, Jaegers, like I said, it seems like a pretty even matchup. What do you think is going to be the point of break for either of these teams?
You know, Muley, I think it's going to be defense. Like, both sides are putting shots on target, but I mean, it's a defense that really stands out for me for both these teams. Faded with 3 saves of their own. Gladiators, just 1 save. Hasn't really been tested as of yet. Uh, but at the end of the day, it's going to come down to defensive rotations and just who can keep the ball outside of their half.
Absolutely agree, and we've seen a couple close calls from either team. Both making some overcommits that have almost really resulted in goals. Might be one here as Ultra trying to get to the middle. Speed not quite able to take the shot. A small moment of breath for Faded as Eggster looking for the pass across. Can't find Cream. Shaggy will break that one down and actually misses the ball but gets a perfect fake. On the defense here, now more awkwardness. Speed trying to get center in center. It will, but Eggster clear to the play. And Eggster here actually someone that I'm looking at has made some crucial touches on offense and defense, barely keeping Faded alive in this game so far.
No, yeah, he was my standout player to begin the game, but right now it's really Cream for me with 370 points with a minute left, making plays on both sides of the field with a goal in his net and 2 saves on defense.
He has been showing up. He might be the substitute, but he looks like he's fitting in well so far. Just have to try and get that chemistry down as this ball will bounce midfield. No one challenging from Faded, trying to wait it out. That might have been the right play as that one's going to go off the backboard. Vicious Oreo can't get the read. The shot follow-up will be blocked and almost a dunk. Dangerous challenge there from Eggster. Gladiators working their way back into the other half. Now only a few seconds left. The center almost good. And Vicious Oreo there with the shot will get it over. It's almost in. Cream barely coming through, and he gets the credit for the goal, but that one was all Oreo.
That was a great doink by Oreo, getting it past the defense, and Cream, all he had to do was not miss the ball. And with 5 seconds left, Gladiators had all the pressure, but it looks like Faded are going to steal this one away from them.
And that was very much needed for the Faded roster. Now just dropping this to the side. When I saw Oreo cheating up there, he was so far up the pitch, I thought he was actually on defense for the Gladiators. But he managed to just barely beat out that defender, get the doink, and Faded take game 1, albeit it was a very close race.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, Gladiators, if they place a few of their shots better, they easily could have scored 3 or 4 goals. But Faded played really well on defense, was able to stop the Gladiator attack, and with 5 seconds left, they stole that game 1 away from them.
And like you said, the Gladiators absolutely won the game of pressure in this game, but the scoreboard doesn't necessarily reflect that. Only 5 shots to 3 shots in favor of the Gladiators, but they had several opportunities. And I'm wondering here, Jaegers, what do the Gladiators need to do to just get that finishing touch or break through this Faded defense?
Well, Millie, I'm smiling right now because I hate the answer to that. You hate the answer to that, and the answer to that is more demos. Opening up the defense, opening up the messing up their rotations, and leaving an empty net for them to shoot on. Like if they're making saves, just take the defender out of the equation.
And it seems like a lot of the time that is the answer, even though we both do not enjoy getting demoed. Getting demos feels pretty good, and the Gladiators might want to live up to their name and try to adopt that strategy. especially in prospect level matches. You know, the lower leagues, a lot of the times, if you can just get one demo, it's going to throw the entire defense for a loop and create some opportunities that might not have been possible before. But with that said, Oreo
Oh,
off the bat going to get the shot, and Shaggy, try as he might, can't get back. Now an early lead for Faded.
Oreo, who had the doink to win it last game, has a nice shot on target. Shaggy made it back in time, but just in an awkward position, not able to fully stop the momentum. And Faded gonna take the early 1-0 lead in game two.
That's a good sign for them heating up. Now they have scored 3 goals in succession since getting scored on in the first few minutes of game number 1. Almost another opportunity there, but that one will not come through as Ultra misses this ball off the backboard. Now a free touch for Oreo, but he can't get it anywhere near the net, unfortunately. So we'll go middle again, and Eggster there. Ultra barely able to get past, but get back he will. As the Gladiators trying to find this counter attack, trying
Oh,
to find the
that
same pressure from earlier, and Ultra was looking for the bump, trying to use your wisdom that you imparted on them. This time it won't work, but surely if they keep trying those plays, eventually they'll have to break through with that strategy.
absolutely. And I mean, look, they were going for it. Wasn't able to get the demo that time, but if you keep doing it, eventually you're gonna get it, and you're gonna get those necessary demos to put your team up. As Ultra's gonna take a shot, on target is going to get dunked away by Eggster, no, and Cream is going to steal that goal.
And Cream now a couple of goals to his name in this series that perhaps should not have been accredited to him. But Eggster with a nice beat there, and you know, you always got to secure the goal, even if it's already in the net. Cream padding his stats a little bit there, but that one definitely is all Eggster, and almost another one from Oreo. Couldn't get another kickoff goal, but now up 2-0. Things are looking up for Faded. They're trying to pull away even further in this series, but there's still plenty of time left here for the Gladiators. And you know, the demos, they've gone a little bit more aggressive, but you still feel like they can do a little bit more to try to work towards this win here.
You could always do better, especially on demos. Like, not necessarily the Rockerman strat where you just chase them, but make your rotations a little more aggressive. Go for demos, go for boost steal. But I mean, for that to happen, first you need to get on offense, and Faded doing really well to stay on the attack so far in this one.
That they have as they continue to mount this pressure. Now already 5 shots for Faded, tying what the Gladiators had in game 1, and only 1 shot for the Gladiators so far, who really looked like they were controlling the ball in their opponent's half during game 1. Faded has seemed to wake up, and it's up to the Gladiators to try and throw a wrench in that momentum. Here they come. They will get a nice pinch across field. Ultra trying to get a touch. It will go middle, but Eggster always seems to be ready for these middle plays. Always waiting and back. Gladiators going to have to do slightly better to try and break through. Now a slow ball. Ultra leaving for his teammate. Smart leave, his speed able to come through.
Oh,
Gets it past one. A little bit of awkwardness on defense, and Ultra should have an
oh,
open net, but he accidentally gets the bounce shot. It won't be able to go through. Still a huge opportunity for the Gladiators. But Faded will break out of their half, and now, you know, the Gladiators are trying everything, but so far they just haven't been able to get these goals going.
well, you know, merely they did well. They got the open net they needed, but unable to put a shot on target. And I mean, you know what they say, merely the hard shots to get are the ones that are open. And Gladiators gonna show the truth in that statement right here. Speed is going to put one in the back of the net off the defensive misplay. And Gladiators, a little bit more life into them in this one.
And with that said, Faded finally cracks Cream, not able to get a crucial touch off the backboard. That one will drop straight down for Speed, who avenges his teammate's earlier mistake by basically making the exact same shot, but putting it on target this time. And now the Gladiators will have life in this game too. They just have to try to get a little bit more. Now a minute and 30 to work with. But there are holes in the Faded defense. Definitely plenty for them to work with. Cream trying to get this one through. Speed clearing it away, trying to get another clear. It was a good pass middle, but no one there ready from this Gladiators offense. They will be in a good position here, though, as no one in
Oh,
net. Cream not there. Can't get the touch, and Speed gets the second one of the game.
Speed gonna convert the nice pass from Shaggy. Cream just left on an island in this one. His teammates overcommitted, and Speed Demon gonna put that one in the back of the net, tying up this game, and getting the taking away the possibility of going down 2-0 in this series.
I still have to do a little bit more work as Cream coming through here. Once again, you said it yourself, he's been the difference so far. Kind of steals that ball from Eggster, but I'm sure he won't mind as Cream comes off the ceiling and gets that one through.
Cream with the calculated fall from the ceiling and catches the Gladiators defense sleeping. And as immediately as they tied up the game, the Gladiators are down in this one.
They almost have another opportunity here. The ball is lingering dangerously in the zone of Faded. Another shot able to come through. B trying to keep this pressure. Now Cream, he's had moments of weakness on the backboard, but he does well there to get the clear. They just have to hang on for less than a minute longer. And this one will be in the books, and they'll be well on their way to potentially sweeping the Gladiators. Oreo trying to secure it as he comes through with a double touch. Can't get it on target, though. And it seems like Faded adopting a little bit of the bump strategy themselves. Cream awkward here. He will get bumped off. Now an opportunity for Shaggy looking for the double touch, but it's saved away, and Eggster ice cold on defense as he has been this whole series. It's still dangerous, and Cream once again off the backboard can't get the read. Gladiators tie it up once again.
Speed Demon gonna put across a searching pass, and Cream not able to make that touch, and I believe that was Ultra going to make them pay with 18 seconds left, tying up this game. And barring a ridiculous goal, we could be seeing overtime merely.
We might be, but with how goals have been flying in the last half of this game, I wouldn't be surprised to see it end in regulation. Shaggy getting a beat off a missed touch. And now Oreo will have another opportunity. Zero boost, though. Can't make anything happen. Ball will be dangerous, but surely Faded will just put it down, and we will be heading into overtime here. A crucial swing game, especially for this Gladiators roster. You never want to go 2 down in the series. Who do you have winning this overtime here, Jaegers? Which way do you think the pendulum will swing?
Well, you want me to answer that now, or you want?
Okay, I was maybe
As they're
gonna
about
wait
to
until
put
after the close call on the own goal.
I was about to say, I do think Faded is going to win this overtime as Extra puts in the back of the net. I just have great timing, merely. What can I say? And Faded going to go up 2-0 in this one off the nice shot from Extra. Extra doing it all on offense and defense, putting in 600 points and a savior medal to boot.
And you called him out at the beginning before the season even began, even began, and he has showed up, especially in this game. Should probably have another goal to his name, but Cream will be
Yep.
happy to take that from him. And Cream has been doing exceptional himself as well, really making the difference in these plays. With that said, though, the Gladiators' defense, it looks solid to start in the series, but has seemed to falter a little bit. What do you think that's due to here? Rotations or miscommunication? What's going on with them?
It, I think they have a sense of urgency under them, trying to get goals, and that leads to overcommitting. Speed Demon doing really well on offense, on defense, making plays for his team. Um, but I mean, Ultra and Shaggy, I mean, and Speed, honestly, they do need to step up on defense. Each time they scored, Faded would put another one in the back of the net, and they just need to shore up on those counterattack goals. And I mean, I see them taking the next game merely. I'm calling it right now. I see them taking the next game.
I'd have to agree with how close each game so far has been only 1 goal difference. We know that it's more than doable for this Gladiators roster to take at least 1 game. A reverse sweep, a bit daunting, but as we all know, when you are in that position, you just have to take it 1 game at a time and try to minimize mistakes. We'll see what the Gladiators' game plan is going into game number 3 here, facing the possibility of getting swept. Will they rise to the challenge, or are they going to crumble underneath it? Surely Faded will be trying to make sure that the latter happens. Speed getting a nice touch here. A crucial bump. Ulta almost able to get a redirect, but not quite there. Another attempted redirect from the other side, but neither team's able to capitalize on it just yet as Oreo coming through. Ultra able to get back. There was many layers of defense there. Didn't really look like Gladiators were in much danger, but once again, already in the first few seconds, Things looking a little bit rough for the defense, making some missed
What a
touches. That
pass.
one will go center though, and Speed is there to clean it up. You know, someone we haven't really talked about yet, but he's been making a difference, especially in game two. Is Speed is really giving it his all here.
No, he really is. The lowest MMR player on the roster doesn't mean you aren't the carry Speed is showing. As I believe he has 4 goals in this series already merely.
Does he really? I know he has at least a few goals and some assists as well to pad to that. But he has definitely been showing up today.
Oh, what a
Crucial when
demo!
his team needs him. And Speed tried to get the demo, but the shot wasn't even on target. Unfortunately, won't amount to anything for the Gladiators as Oreo coming through here. A missed touch, but Speed on defense able to get that crucial play. Send the ball away. Ultra has to make another one. And still, even though the Gladiators are getting some goals here, the defense looks a bit shaky. You have to try to stay on offense, it seems. Cream gotta get this one through an open net. Cream can't quite make it. Eggster with the follow can't get the touch either. He pre-jumped a bit prematurely, and the Gladiators still hold this faded roster to 1 goal here. Or
Well,
0 goals,
merely,
excuse me.
merely. I mean, I believe that was Oreo. He popped off in game one, did well in game two. That maybe gained his head a little bit as he went for the pre-jump there. If he just waited just a second, he could have had the open net to shoot at. Instead electing to pre-jump, and you know what? I respect it. If it's there, you gotta go for it. But sometimes it's not always a play. And Faded really could have tied up the game there, and instead they're still down 1-0.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it reminds me of someone I know, but this time the pre-jump will not come through. To his credit, he was extremely close to getting the touch. Just didn't really, he pre-jumped confidently and then seemed to falter in confidence. And due to that, wasn't able to get the touch. Now Faded, still down 1 goal here, but they might have another opportunity. This one's dangerous. Good patience from Shaggy on the goal line to recognize there was no shooter. So he'll try to get this one out with 0 boost. He's getting it past everyone. That's not the greatest touch from Eggster. Maybe another opportunity. This ball's sent back towards the Faded net. And they're getting much more pressure so far this game. Not game 2 style as always. The shots are equal, but it seemed like Gladiators have had the better opportunities, capitalizing off of one of them already. They have to try to do even more. We've seen that this Faded roster can come back from goals like it's nothing. They did in game 1, and surely will be looking to do it again in game 3 here. As Speed, a little bit of a cutoff from his teammate there. You know, he's been putting in work, but maybe getting a little bit overconfident himself still. Do like that they're putting on the pressure on this Faded roster, and Faded, you know, for all their troubles, doesn't really seem to have an answer to it so far. What do you think is going wrong for them in this game 3?
Oh, I really think it's a thought of having the sweep in their hands. They're starting to get nervous. They're about to sweep a team on stream, and I mean, they want to get that sweep, and I think they're overthinking it right now. Merely, they just need to play their game and get a dub, as Exeter could have had the shot there, instead elected for the 50, and I believe it was Speed once again hitting it away.
There was, they can't seem to break through this defense, but that's not to say there haven't been opportunities for them. With that said as well, there is an opportunity here. Shaggy, he's clutch on defense, just gets back in the nick of time. And Faded will remain scoreless now with a minute left. Speed almost getting a ridiculous redirect down into the net. Instead, it will be another counterattack opportunity for Faded here. Eggster trying to make something happen. Gets past one. Trying to get it past Shaggy, who does have plenty of boost to work with, but still gets 50'd in the corner. Awkwardness for the defense. Once again, a huge demo from Eggster, and this one could go through. Oreo can't get the shot, though. And another pass center as Cream is there for the shot. That one going to go on target. Shaggy, once again, making a defensive stand in this game. He does not want to let this ball go into the net. Doing a great job so far. Now 20 seconds left. Faded has to try and make something happen here. Cream getting it through. It's off the backboard. Just one shot to finish it. And Eggster finally coming through. And Faded will tie this game up.
Exeter saving the day. Cream with the nasty dunk on the goal line. The ball was bouncing dangerously, and Eggster beats out the defense to put it in the back of the net. And with 14 seconds left in the game, we could be going to OT in this one.
We
Could
could be
be
going to
going to
OT, but
OT
we
in
might
this
just
one.
be ending it in regulation. Acer with a good chance. Oreo hesitated on the bump,
Oh,
and now it might actually be the Gladiators. Ultra had the shot, but he couldn't get on target. Ran out of boost and couldn't get the position. Now, one goal separates Gladiators from getting swept. Faded doing the sweeping. They have to tap into the energy they've had most of this game. Getting it center. Eggster will clear this one away. That ball heads back middle. Shaggy trying to make something happen, but there's no one back on defense. And Faded will break through. Cream ending the series just as he started it off the breakaway, and that'll do it. Faded get the sweep. Unlikely, but the Gladiators going home with nothing.
absolutely. Just GG's by Faded. Was able to have pressure, keep pressure most like throughout the most of the games. Gladiators able to turn it around a little bit, but unable to put it in the back of the net. And Faded taking this one in a sweet manner, led by Cream, the free agent pickup. And if I'm Faded, and I'm looking to maybe pick him up because he really popped off in this one.
Honestly, that was a really good performance, but you do have to give credit to the Gladiators, especially Speed with, using his name. He was getting a lot of beats, crucial touches to not only get goals, but passes. And Shaggy really put his all into defense in that game three. You could tell he did not want to get swept. Made so many nice saves, but in the end, it just wasn't quite enough. And in the division matchup, now Faded will take the advantage, going 2-4, and 2-4. It's not that big of a difference, but that's a great feeling compared to 1-4.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, no. I mean, Faded looking to turn their season around and a good way to start that on stream, getting the 3-0 sweep. Uh and merely maybe we should keep start keeping track of casters prediction records because ca- I'm doing pretty good myself if I do say.
We might have to have a bingo card or something for that. Unfortunately, the Gladiators weren't able to take a game, but still, once again, great performance from both teams. Thanks for coming on stream, giving it your all. We will be right back now that this matchup has ended. Not much more to say on that front, but we will be back with a Titan League matchup, actually. We get to see the Vanguard logo on stream at long last as Vanguard takes on Venganza. That should be another great matchup there. Two good Titan teams. Venganza not the best on paper, but they've definitely got some spirit, and both of these teams will be looking to try and take their division games. But we'll be right back with that after a short break, maybe a little bit longer break than usual, as this was a quick series. But stay tuned, guys, and wait for the ping. We'll be back in just a bit.
See ya.